you would follow this promise and go and vote for that person, then I don't know where you are coming from. It does not work like that. So please, as political actors, as foot soldiers, always and always think of bettering yourself, acquire a skill so that you would be somebody. This promise of when we come, you recruit all of you. Every job has requirements. They like you. Most of you, when you call me, I keep telling you that, my brother, go and better yourself, improve yourself.
They've been calling you.
Oh, they call.
The NDC grassroots.
The NPP, NDC, CPP. Also, you know, I'm a socialite. They call, we need jobs. I keep telling them that, where am I going to get the jobs? Where am I going to get the jobs? The jobs are not there. If anybody is promising you a job, they are lying to you. The economy is what has to expand so that the private sector will be able to take on more people. This
platform we eso. A year Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Yura Sam George, MP for Ningo Pram on the ticket of NDC. Now, already, Mobeka Yanche and on the Abetuja say Enchekra SIM card registration Ebekoso. Ghana for be brintiasi, but we know as part of say ye moka is a Owusu pencil or my register be or more to until some be capture all the data on one system into national health insurance. Now udu di more data will be go machine, so there is no way for you to fill a form. Oko a year hospital. That's what do more. There is no way for you to fill a form. Data beba oko banga. There is no way for you to fill a form. Only you to provide udin enkwa. Iti ano hu dwumadi na omuguso omu edi no. Abusiafo we na Solomon Owusu communications director edema United Party Alan Kojuchi Mantini Party. A clash on Aaron MP and so a member of communicator, member of NPP, one of the communicators in the NPP. Now Rashid Tanko, in fact computer, deputy director of ITs, Edema a year NDC Manyukuno. Issues we and I offer a whole lot of in Semava. Now I know and corruption related matters Attorney General air tackle and yes security recruitment, security service recruitment and sense I the jar and they are quite interesting. When Solomon Owusu always on top of issues. Yenti in some of the two Edwenibi Yakoba Betwaso.
Of course, I mean
that's your constituency.
Yeah, that's my constituency. We're celebrating the Eid of Fitri Friday.
Okay.
I wish you join us, and then Aaron and Kua invite you.
Tell us that you are nurturing an ambition.
Hey, Aaron, this morning propaganda.
Just be pleased.
This morning propaganda, Aaron. Well, you see, it's spot on. The minister was spot on this matter. You know, when we did the SIM card registration, we critique it. In fact, we critique the process that was employed in registering our numbers. And it came to pass. You will see that SIM board fraud,
the
mobile
theft,
yes. Then mobile theft increase. These mobile money criminals, they have also increased their activities because people can easily go and acquire number in Ghana using the Ghana card. If you look at the LI 206, which was passed in 2011, that allowed for this registration exercise. The SIM, you know, SIM is a simple, people are calling SIM. The full meaning is subscriber identity model. Okay, you see, you are identified by that number. But what do we do in Ghana? Hold your Ghana card, they snap you and say they are registering you.
But they took biometric details, if I remember.
See, that's
what I went through.
You see, taking somebody biometric details, the agency that holds the data is NIA, National Identity Authority.
That's the national database.
Database of all the biometric, this Ghana card thing that we are doing. When they were doing the registration, the SIM registration. Do you know that the NIA people were not part of it? The NIA people were not part of that registration exercise. They are holding the database. Yet, NCA and then the ministry then were engaged in these activities by not involving those who hold the primary database.
Okay.
And you see, and when we talk of biometric, there are three processes that you go
What do you
through.
mean? I know that there was a letter at the time that we're discussing this, and I remember there was a letter internally that was coming from the NIA to the NCA, as well as the other stakeholders within the registration process, where they said there was no real-time verification.
Beautiful. That's where I was coming. I was driving out.
And then, but subsequently, we had Professor Atefa go to Parliament and say, "Oh, forget about my previous internal memo." But
You see,
this one, so,
that is
so
what
how
I'm
do
saying.
we
That,
sync that?
see, politics, we are in this business, so we understand the game. We understand the game very well. But you see, he's a technical man. And if you are in this business, real-time verification is key in identifying somebody. Look, first, in biometrics, the first thing that we do is identification. Identification is when you bring out your Ghana card. I just look at it and say, oh, Roland, I've seen your picture. You are the one. That's identification. But I have not verified you. You must go through verification. The verification is where they take the data on it to find out whether actually what is on the card is what they have on their database. That's the verification. Then they now come to the final lab, which is the authentication. It must authenticate to be sure that the data that they have there is the real person standing in front of us. And that's where they have to take your fingerprint and your facial. And that's why when you are traveling at the airport, go to foreign country and see whether you can just walk into their country and pass through this thing, customs, without them going authenticating you. The place will put your this thing, either you go through your fingerprint or they will look at your face. The machine will scan you and see that that passport you are holding, you are real the person. That is not what we use when we're doing the SIM registration. And that led to all manner of persons. Just go to a circle right now. Today, you can buy 10 numbers there. Just right now, as we are speaking. Take your car and go to circle and say you want a number. You will get 10 of them registered. And then when somebody called you and you don't see, you go to Truecaller.
But the
and
first exercise that we did,
yes,
under Owusu was supposed to prevent these very things.
And that's what I'm saying, because the
we
real
took
time
biometric detail. There was this, they had these devices that you place your hand and you are saying that NIA has no recognition of them.
Yeah, that's why we said the NIA database. When you go and match what they did, it will not correspond to their database, what they have in there. And that's why we have these fraudulent crooks all over the place. So now that is why you see that there's now a close collaboration between NCA and NIA. And so that there will be a real-time verification of your number. So that the number that I have is attached. So that when the thing that we are going to do, you see, interestingly enough, it's so simple that Ghanaians are not going to suffer. They are designing the process where you can sit in your room yourself, just on your phone, and do the process, the verification, so that your number is attached to the NIA people who can authenticate and say that, Roland, this number is really the data that Roland is giving us. It's really the person. So that nobody can use that your number.
Really?
That is what we are trying to do, to prevent, so that one man, one number. If you want two numbers, then you go back again to the same process and they know that Roland is using an additional number. He's the same person. But right now, my brother, just wait. Somebody will call you a unknown number. Go to YouTube and you see a female name, or you see some name that you have never heard before. And you see that, where is it coming from? And they are using this one and taking our rural people, especially our rural folks who don't understand it, taking their money. Mobile fraud all over the place. And so government is trying to prevent this. Yes, they would have done something, but that was not a proper process of verifying the numbers. And that is what we are trying to prevent. Look, security-wise, it's dangerous. In Ghana, where people can just walk to the street. But look, I just came from abroad. I needed a number because the environment I found myself, there was no way I could use my Ghana number because I needed data. The process I went through, only God knows, just to use it for some 1 week. That number, just 1 week. The hell I went through to get that number.
Where?
In Barcelona.
And in the UK also, you can just walk in and then...
It's not possible. I've been there before.
Okay, what do you do?
There's a process you have to go to. They have to do the identification first. You are the real person. What is your reason? Bring your passport. They check all your data and be sure that you are the person. Then after that, they now go through another verification process to be sure that number you are going to use, what is the purpose for using that number? They go through all this. They take your email address and everything before they give you. You are just even going to use it for 1 week, not for life. And they check all this. But that is why they are able to track criminals. But Ghana, these days, somebody will just swindle you and get your money. I don't know whether they've tried you before. So your mom money.
Several of them do call.
So,
yeah.
To track them, only hell God knows. They will take the money and remove the chip and throw it away. Because when they go back to cycle and buy another chip again. But this time, what we are going to do, and make sure that if you try it, we'll track you, will get you wherever you are hiding. You will find out because your number would have been attached properly to your database and NIA.
Really?
Yes, that's what they are trying to do. Then National Signal Bureau, they are also part of this. National Security, they are also part of this process, so that they can have, because they are also taking the data from the NIA, and they can easily track criminals.
So the data that was collected in the one done by ESLA, where is?
Oh, but that
can't
data
you just match
no, you can't do that, because that data is what with all this problem I'm talking about. If you verify each of them, it will not be authenticated by the NIA with their database. That is the challenge we have there. That data, that like what I'm telling you, if you just go to
so that was fundamentally flawed.
It was fundamental fraud, because that matter, if they had involved NIA in the process, then we wouldn't have gone through this process. Because NIA has the primary data. They have it. All the Ghana, they are issuing it. Okay, so if they want to authenticate somebody, data very well. And that's why they see people are mixing these two things, biodata and then biometrics. There are two different things. Completely two different things. And so people are mixing it, thinking that, okay, what they did was just taking the biodata of people and say that, okay, Roland, this is your number, this is your date of birth, all of that kind of thing, and they put it in there. They say, take your Ghana card, they'll hold it like this, and then they'll snap you and say, snap your fingers. I don't know what they are doing. When you go to register, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They're just
the metrics is the analytics, but the fingerprints and all that.
But now what we are trying to do is that verify and authenticate. And I'm saying that when you are verifying, you only take the data on it and verify that, look, yes, Roland is having a Ghana.
So what happens
to
our friends and colleagues who are in the diaspora who already have their SIMs? They use it from that place.
That is why they are saying that they need not to come down to do this registration when the process is designed proper. And all that they have.
It's virtual.
It's not virtual as such, but it will be on app that they can go through. The verification process. When they do it, it will go to the NIA database. The NIA people will now authenticate that one. And be sure that the person verifies.
Who is designing the app? How much is it costing?
Oh, it's NCA and then NIA.
They are not involving any third party to.
Oh no, they are doing it there. It's an internal distance. But I'm not sure they are bringing any internal.
Let's go and verify.
I can assure you that
real time.
Look, this government is committed to modesty and to make sure that we have the. Look, the gentleman who is sitting there, Koku Yaira, at NIA, he's an expert in this thing. He's well trained in that field. And he understood it. He's worked there before. And he's been there all these things. So when they started this biometric process and all that, he even wrote an epistle that what they are doing, time to come, we'll redo it again, because they were not doing verification or authentication of the numbers that they are picking. The telecos.
To be in sync with the national data.
And I'm saying that Artefo himself said it. But when there was pressure on him, he has to run to Parliament and tell them that this was not what he was intending to do. But I can assure you that we mean business for Ghanaians, for the security of myself and Aaron, so that they don't steal our money, our young people. And then we have to go through this process.
Aaron, what do you say to this? You've been observing this.
Yes. Roland, I think, first of all, I think the good people of Bimbila should also get to know that their very son just came from Barcelona. He's having some dollars of him. So when they get there on Friday, they should know how to approach him. But to the main substantive matter, Roland, it cannot be accurate that my senior will say that the first registration did not involve the NIA, and I'll address that very soon. But you see, he started by even laying the foundation that this process started somewhere 2011, where the NDC was in power. The process was flawed in 2011 simply because everyone was able to use any identification card of his choice. If you clearly even recall, during the EC registration, when we were registering for our voters ID, people were even using the health insurance card. Same apply to the system. Remember, the Supreme Court has made rulings on Abu Ramadan #1 and #2, and it is why the 2011 SIM registration failed. So the first stage the NPP, after taking power in 2017, had to do was to resolve that basic and fundamental problem with identification. And that is where the national, the Ghana card came inside. And as such, after getting the Ghana card through 2021, then we started this registration, which I think virtually ended in 2023. Now, the process was very simple during the NPP's era under Minister Islam.
The process was not simple. It was chaotic, actually.
Maybe it was stressful. Let's.
Did you register yourself?
I registered.
It was very chaotic,
So
and we covered it live.
The first stage you do is to link using the USSD to link with the Ghana card to your SIM. Then you go to take your biometric. You even mentioned that your biometric is being taken. Now the process, the problem over here is that to say NIA was not on board will be problematic, because yesterday I was watching, is it Ghana Tonight or something?
Agenda.
Yes. And you clearly get to know that the chamber, one Derek Boateng also, even confirmed that NIA was part of the process, but they were not ready. That is a process. But the fact that somebody is not ready does not mean that the country should stay aloof by not addressing some of the pertinent issues like...
So what was addressed with that registration that took place?
I want to state this clearly, that the NPP is not even against any SIM re-registration. Why? Because when it comes to matters that hit on the security of the state, if you want to prevent fraud, then we need to urge them on. But the problem we are all facing is the politics that surrounds it. The politics that surrounds it.
The registration.
Yes, the
politics around it.
I'm coming to even address that. When this process was started by the NPP, we saw the current minister moving around from station to station, mentioning that he set up a certain academy called Stubborn Academy, that nobody should go and register. After the NCA was able to capture your biodata, that data sits with the NCA. I thought that it would be very simple to just align it. But if per their technical expertise, that wouldn't be possible. I'm only sounding this caution that we should not be politicizing processes that leads to the security, borders on the security of the state.
Mr. Aaron,
yes, sir.
Is it not specifically for this subject matter of the national database, of course, within the database of the NIA, not syncing with what was collected on ground, for which the alarm bells were raised by then he was ranking on the communications committee, is the reason why he went. Okay, is the reason why he went around town, sounding the alarm that what was being done was not in sync, one, with due regulation, two, the NIA really was not in sync, because the data you're collecting will not sync with the data of all Ghanaians, as well as even other nationals, for which the law allows the NIA to collect, and so cannot be verifiable. As a result of that, the intended purpose or rationale, which was the argument that the communication minister made at the time to embark on the exercise, will not be achieved.
So, Roland, a simple understanding of the situation. NCA takes a database, a state agency, not an external body, a state agency. It sits with them. Probably with the alignment, though not a technical person, the problem you might be facing that there might be overlaps. But you see, there is a leeway to it, because when you look at the 2023 process, the NCA announced a short code, which even if now you try *402*1#, you would be able to confirm the number of SIMs that is connected to your Ghana card. So where there is a problem and it is being synced and there is that problem, that code can simply be able to use to correct that error.
That's for
but
NCA.
I'm not disputing that. I'm saying that the syncing would now provide that basis for you to know that, okay, you have this number of SIM cards connected to your Ghana card. If there is a problem, then probably we can add another phase when putting it to the NIA. But as I have mentioned over here, the NPP is not against any re-registration. So there is no point of even moving here and there. It is the politicization that sounded Today, if we are to get another person, you remember even when we were doing the Ghana card, we saw the chairman of the NDC calling out on his members not to go and register Ghana card, followed by some judge also setting up this stubborn academy. But my position is clear. We are not against it. Anything that is bordering on the security of this country should be protected simply.
Okay. I want to please put, the internal memo.
Yes.
To premise my question on this, I would also want to extend it further to also do a recall. Of course, subsequently, we had Professor Ken Atifa, distinguished, also go to Parliament and say, oh, forget about that internal memo or that communication, so to speak, to the NCA. And please put it on the screen for me. And then if you can do that, we can verify that. So go forward. Because when you get to have a look at this, comprehensively, just clearly, let's go to the second one. The second one. Can we go to this? It says that technically, the NIA is unable, that would be B, 2B, the next one. Let's go to the next page. It says technically, the NIA is unable to verify against the NIS database non-live biometric information of applicants once collected and stored by third parties. And this generated heated debates.
Yes.
To the consequential matters of collecting personal information of Ghanaians by third parties, and whether it's allowable by our laws, and whether there are data breaches of individuals, etc. Because that was a point in time, the mainstay of the argument that don't go and register, so to speak. But here we are, and this is supposed to resolve this. Was it an exercise in futility? And how do we make sure that we don't have a repeat? Because technically, everybody agrees that we need to make sure that we preserve the security of states, as well as the security of individuals who have data.
Yes, so you rightly captured it. Exercise in futility. Ego, power play was what was at play when the last SIM registration exercise took place. The minister obviously was somewhat in a sort of fighting with the NIA boss, Professor Atifa, because you see, underlining all these registrations is what? The Ghana card. You did your Ghana card via the NIA, is that not the case? So I'm even surprised that in all these matters, it is not the NIA that we are consulting. Because if the issue has to do with verification, they have our biometrics, the NIA. Is it because they have to pay some money to the NIA, that's why they are dancing around it? Remember during those days, the 2021 to 2023, that we were giving all the assurances by Owusu that it will remove fraud, criminality, and so on and so forth. The argument then was that if you are not verifying the people, then we may not achieve it. We went ahead, we did it. Now fraud seems to be on the ascendancy. So it means what we did in the past did not serve any purpose. But then, there is no assurance that today too, they can do it comprehensively. Because you see, it's not everyone that has your Android phone or smartphone. Even those that have it, it's not everyone that understands the phone. So one way or the other, they resort to third parties to be doing some of these online registration for them. That is where the debate comes in. That you are going to give your data to somebody that you may not know will shortchange you. So at the end of the day, these forces, they know very well that's not everyone. If you go to where you have these mobile money vendors, those that sell SIMs, every day people are registering their SIM, and they are the ones aiding them in registering it. They are the real problem that we have, and not anyone sitting anywhere. So I was thinking that people will go back to the LI 2006. Telcos or network providers, it is their duty to identify everyone that subscribes to their network. Is that not the case? And then, when they fail to do that, there is a penalty for it. You understand? So that the NCA would rather be penalizing telcos that are not doing their work well, rather than always subjecting the citizen to this uncomfortable business of re-registration. You see, people think that it's only the mobile phone that we register. I'm into transport. Almost half of the trucks that you see on the road have trackers.
And they have sense in
Sims. So the last time they did this bogus thing, because the minister and his people, they see that they don't even understand the business. Oh, go and register. They think it's easy. It disabled a lot of our trackers on the road. Sometimes you don't even know where the park is. So you have to go and then buy another SIM, go and get the driver to stop and then replace the SIM and so on and so forth. So I'm thinking that they must find a way of dealing with the NIA to get the biometrics so that all of us, they go into the system. And these are all matters that the sharp IT guys could help us. Then they go into the system and see those that did not register rightly or those that lack the biometrics. If you call them to come and regularize their registration, fine. If not, if they don't come, you clear them from the system. And those of us that went through the normal process, the official process of giving our biometric features, go through. The last time they told us, remember the EC also uses this technology called the liveliness, which they told us that once that system is there, no one can bypass it. Was it not the same system that allowed people to be transferred from Sanarigu or so to Pusiga? So I'm not interested, I'm not too much comfortable when they put their hope or trust in the system. What are the back ends? What are the protections? By the way, what assurance is the minister giving to us that this time around when he fails, the country must do to him? Is he going to put his job on the line? Is he saying that if he's unable to, after the registration, there are still forces in the system, he must be sacked from office or he must be in prison, or what should happen? Because Esla Kim gave us the same assurance. Today she's chilling somewhere. Nobody is taking her on. The self-app that they brought, I paid a lot of money to be registering. You know, it was 5 cities.
Yes.
Where is that money? They said it was not going to cost anybody anything. By the time you realized they had bought an app and then we were paying 5 cities. At the end of the day, they didn't account to anybody. It has gone into the drains, and now we are being told of re-registering our SIMs. So a simple matter of SIMs we are not able to do. When are we going to go to the moon? So this country, simple matters, it takes forever. SIM, we can't deal with it. It seems to me that low-hanging issues is what takes our time as a country.
You don't think this is important? Because right now you're there. Immediately you get your account credited.
Yes.
In some 5-10 minutes, somebody will call you.
But the person is calling with the SIM. Does the SIM not belong to any of the
so it makes you question as a customer of the telecommunication companies whether somebody is monitoring your data. Or in terms of your.
So that's why I'm saying that we must take on the network providers. They are the ones providing the SIM. SIM is subscriber identity model. Who is that subscriber? How do you identify the person? All of us, when we go to the network providers, they take our data. How did they register the particular SIM for that person? And every SIM that they give out, I'm sure that their vendors, those that they mandate to sell on their behalf, they have the code. So that when they know the code of that SIM, they can trace to who sold it. Then they go there and find out from that vendor how they register the person without the person's information. We are not doing this. We are allowing the telcos to get away with a lot of impunity. We are not sanctioning them. So that the citizens are always at the receiving end. Go and register. We go and queue. We come back. Then they come and tell us again. That is not the way to go. Because it takes a toll on a lot of people to be doing it. I just told you, if your track is somewhere in Burkina, you understand, and you are supposed to re-register. Maybe the park, you don't even have it. You have to wait for the person to come. If you don't take care, by the time it comes, the deadline is over. So it means you have to go and get another SIM. So the NIA, the NCA, and the telcos must sit down and find a very serene method of dealing with this matter, rather than always we coming back to the same situation and not getting the solution.
Creating a lot of discomfort.
No, that is what
everybody says it's important, but at the end of the day, you create.
I'm taking from where he landed.
Okay.
And now this current one involves the telecos, NCA and NIA. So there's some tripartite committee working on that, so that to solve this problem.
The telcos,
NIA and NCA. Even if you look at the yesterday meeting where the minister spoke eloquently about what we intend.
There were representatives?
Yeah, they were represented from the telecos. They were all there. And then the NCA boss was there. He did the presentation. The NIA boss himself was there, Kuku Yaira. And they did a fantastic job. I see the minister is spot on this, and he's been vindicated when he indicated that people should not register. Because what was the use of that registration? To curb criminal activities. cyber crimes and all that. After registration, it's increased. So what the minister was telling them at that time, if they had done it, incorporated that verification process by involving NIA, we wouldn't have been where we are today.
Okay, so let's say NIA comes in, it doesn't preclude people from still acquiring SIMs with people's identity.
But it will be properly verified and authenticated by them because they have the database, and they will make sure that.
What will you do? What will you do?
But that's why if you are not the person doing that kind of thing, it's easy for us to pick you up. You are a criminal, you're a crook. I mean, we get you. So that Aaron will be safe. His money, his mobile money will be safe. That's what we're trying to do. And so, in fact, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama should be praised for this, trying to sanitize our system. Because, look, we are now in a global arena. Digitalization is everywhere, where we have to make sure that, look, cyber crimes has gone high-tech. The way people are doing, you see that this cyber security authority, they are doing fantastic. They are rounding up a lot of criminals all over the place. And what do? They use this SIM fraud, and they are running after people and getting away with people resources. This is what we are trying to prevent. So I agree to Solo to some extent that, look, yes, there is a genuine reason, but this current one is going to resolve that genuine problem. The problem that he has identified, we don't want to burden Ghanaians. They are not going to be long queues, unlike the other ones. No, that is not it. It is not going to be like that. It's just the verification process that we want Ghanaians to go through to make sure that we are protected. Because these criminals, they are also learning fast. They are studying. You know, criminals are also studying.
Of course.
Yeah, because they must understand the system in order to bypass it.
That's the point. They'll beat you once again.
Yeah. And this time we'll beat them. We'll beat them to it. Because that's why we are bringing NIA in.
You're alive, oh.
I am telling you, that's why we are.
Internet doesn't forget, oh.
You know, when you posted that.
It's like the reminders that the NPP keep giving.
You know the internal memo you put out there.
Yeah.
Was it not a warning to them?
Yes, that this was not possible.
That is it.
I mean, they were warned by the NIA.
The NIA warned them that what you are going to do is not going to solve the problem you are looking for. But now, you see, the NIA are now deeply involved in this. They have the database. They have it. Okay, you have come to register Ghana card with them. They have given you a Ghana card. And so they have everything about you. Now you want a number to be used to make calls and mobile activities and all that. Now they have to be sure that you are the right person the number is given to. So NIA is there, and the telecoms are also there. The NCA, which is the regulator itself, is also involved in this. Right. So if anybody bypass it, then we know that that person might have gone to Israel to learn something and come back. We'll track him. That's why we are bringing national security and plus
cyber security, Signals Bureau.
Signal Bureau.
The famous Signals Bureau.
The famous. They are also part of this. You see, so that they will make sure that they can track you. And you don't get away with this. So we are going to make sure that this time it's done properly. And I can assure you. And then as to when they said, our national chairman said, Ghanaians, look, Aaron, it's that matter. You people have been repeating it. National chairman didn't say Ghanaians should not. He was saying that the processes involved, what you are trying to do, was trying to sideline certain group of people. That's what you were trying to do at that time. It was trying to silence certain category of people. And I say, if that is the case, why will you stop some people from registering just because, you know, and the issue had to do because of the voter registration.
The West Africa, they said there was a fear that the West African
people were coming in and all this kind of thing. Okay. And they were trying to use that.
So that's why the national chairman said that at the time.
That is why we're having a problem with them. Right? But it was resolved. The matter was resolved. The chairman never stopped it. He has a Ghana card himself. Our national chairman has a Ghana card. He said, look, he's a responsible citizen, a former MP, a former minister. So he understands this. He's been an MP 3 times. So he understood all these things very well. But then people were trying to use it for politics. You know, they wanted to use Ghana card as the only primary source for registration. Is that not what you people are going to do? To register for electoral commission. And we stopped them. We had to stop them. Otherwise,
but ultimately, shouldn't it be where we head to?
No. I said the airline we pass. See, that airline, that's what we are saying, that at the time we paid the exigency at that time. The airline 206, which was passed in 2011 that you are making reference to. The exigency at that time, the technology that we are having currently was not there at that time. That's why we are repealing it now. Laws are always, when it is out of order, you repeal or amend. Is that not true? And that's what we are doing right now.
Okay.
So there's going to be a new one. We are not going to use the same airline. Aaron, I can assure you, we won't use that one. We are going to repeal it completely. A new one has been drafted properly to take care of the current technology and all this kind of thing we are going to do, and so that nobody can get away from it.
Okay. Aaron.
Roland, I think he should be bold to call out his chairman when he makes mistakes. We were in this country that you passed this airline in 2011, making it straight that we need only the single Ghana card for all transactions. It is not the NPP that did that. You did it. Then your chairman goes out that you shouldn't register for the Ghana card. This is the same chairman who young people are in this country complaining about recruitment. And it goes out that when 500,000 people become police officers...
Well, we'll be talking about the recruitment.
I'll come back to that. This is the chairman. He wants to be president. You should be cautioning him some of these statements. But I'm still maintaining my point that the security of the state is paramount. We, the MPP, are not against it. If indeed this will bring finality, that is what we pray for. And as such, we should stop politicizing this process. Roland, as simple as that.
So how do we make sure the right things are done? Quickly, then we'll talk about the president says that over 4 years they want to expand the recruitment processes and then the intake in excess of over 40,000, so to speak.
I just want to find out whether the registration, the telcos will be involved. If they will, if they will be involved,
they'll be there.
So if they will be involved, those that did the registration the last time, are they going to be the same people doing it? You see, they are the problem of the day. They are the problem of the day. They have a way. These telcos and their workers, they are not saints. Sometimes, some of them, from where I sit, because for them to know that there is money in someone's account means people are getting information.
Because immediately you get some...
Then
10 minutes time, somebody is calling
about it. It's just like banks. People go to banks and go and withdraw money. Within a space of a minute, the ROBs are following. It means somebody in the bank gave the information. So we must be doing proper profiling. Go back and see those that did the last registration, same registration, and then try and do away with a lot of them. If the National Security Service or as national as anything, we are in this country, sometimes they themselves are also involved in criminality. This country, why? Sometimes I don't get it all. Go to the church that you expect the pastors to also behave properly, another matter. You dash down to the mosque, another matter. So where sometimes can we go to?
Sister New London.
So if the national security is going to be involved, get the right set of personnel, but the telcos must be the focus. If they flout, if they allow their system to be used by people to dupe innocent people, they must be taken on. I believe that people, those that lose their money through these telcos, the money must be taken from the telcos and refunded to those that are affected, because it is your platform that they are using. How safe is your platform? Then all of us will be on the same page.
All right. Yefek.
Well, we take it on board, as we are saying, we take it on board.
We ended with that matter. So
yes.
the president says that the recruitment should be extended 20 to 40,000 the next, did you say 4 years?
Yes, within 4 years.
Okay.
Within 4 years.
What does it mean? It's been criticized.
No, why?
Because the minority's position,
yes.
Which is the NPP's position as well, and then other critics for the registration exercise, if that's the case, refund the monies. At least for the monies for the registration. Those who have...
people are calling for that?
The minority.
Why minority calling for that?
Yeah.
I don't understand this, my friends. Is it the first time we are doing this thing? Recruitment exercise?
You mean paying for the form?
Paying for the form.
Well, the argument they are holding, Rashid Tanko, is that, I mean, you want a certain quota. And you can exceed...
They have a certain quota when they were doing it.
You can exceed the quota for some few thousands. But this one, we have tens of thousands.
In 2018, Immigration Service, 2018, Immigration Service needed just 500 people. 48,000 people applied for it. 48,000. Take 500 from 48,000. Did they refund the money to them?
I don't understand.
I said the immigration people, even your network covered it. 2018, NPP. You see, when you are being transparent, it also has its own problem in Ghana. That's what I've come to realize in Ghana. As soon as you you are too transparent in whatever you are doing, and open up your gate, your house for people, then it also has its own problem.
And transparency means
Yeah, transparency means allowing Ghanaians to come and apply, so that you give them the opportunity, everybody, to see whether you are qualified or you are fit for purpose to go and do that process.
But the problem is the numbers.
Unlike our opponent, they open up, you don't go through any process. That ends it. The only thing is that you see people carrying their bag and going for training. Some even go 2 months, 3 months, and they are back. They give them uniforms to wear. I can give you pictures. You go and put it there. You see some toddlers. I don't know how they got into the service. And you see some octogenarians. they were recruited at that time. You have the picture. I will give you the pictures. We use it, and we're telling them, how were these people recruited? Sometimes I move around when I get to the situation, and I see some people wearing uniforms. I say, how did they get this man to the police? Or this, how did they recruit such a person? Because they just pick them from homes straight from their party offices.
Oh, you can't make those conclusions.
I can tell you. Look, do you know the interior minister, then interior minister, who was Accra mayor, the Accra regional minister became interior minister. That fact, I've forgotten his name.
Henry Quartey.
Henry Quartey. You remember the issue in Parliament when he came and met them and spoke about this recruitment, and even wanted to extend some to the MPs, and a minority then we rejected that. We said we are not going to accept this thing from you because we were looking at it in the form of a bribe. They were trying to do quotas and that time. And even recently he said they were thinking that he was becoming too powerful. His own people. He made a statement recently. And that's where he got his own problem. He said those kind of things. You see, the kind of recruitment that went through under NPP regime, if we had to do that kind of thing, I'm sure, Roland, we would have been here talking about it again. We won't advertise, we won't do anything. The only thing is that they will hear people are going for training. Bus load of people will be moving from constituency to training centers. The only thing you see is that ministers or DCs will parade them on social media and say, I've recruited this number of people in my constituency, congratulate me. And that's not what they were doing.
So what's your point? That your level of transparency is now
your transparency is what has led to this. That is what I'm saying, that Ghanaians must congratulate His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He has opened up
young people massing up. They've already paid online.
Hasn't that one? I'm telling you. Do you know that
for expressing their interest, having filled their bio data or inputted it in there, and then you don't give them the opportunity because the quota is small?
That exercise gave us a proper overview of the nature of youth unemployment in this country. Do you know that? It has given us an overview of that. That this is the number of persons that if we hadn't done this kind of exercise, we wouldn't have known that this is the kind of challenge the NPP bequeathed to us as a country. Do you know that exercise led to His Excellency sat with his couples and said, no, let's increase this number. Because the number we're looking at is more than that. It means there are a lot of Ghanaian youth who are out there who want to get into these services. It's a listening president who will do this. And the youth of Ghana must hold a press conference to congratulate His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for coming in to listen to them.
Do you know that even your own MPs, maybe not publicly, but even internally, have raised questions about the quotas that are being taken compared to the numbers that are registered?
That's why I'm saying that he looked at it when he met the couples.
You are justifying it?
I say, he said over a 4-year period. Over a 4-year period that we are going to do. That is not the end. This year is not the end of the recruitment process. We just started. This is our first time of doing recruitment, right? When we came into office. This is our first time that we are doing recruitment. And then that is not going to be the end. It's going to span over the 4-year period that we are going to be there. And subsequently, because we will continue to be in office after 2028. And more of the youth will get opportunities. Look, when we are going to roll out this 24-hour economy, we need more security. These 24-hour markets that we are building around, we need more security to police the processes and all that. And then so that is why all these things we're doing that. We're trying to take about 5,000. But the president, in his wisdom, realizing the number, said, no, increase it. Go ahead. He has Ghanaian youth at heart. And he want to make sure that he give them other sector. The Minister of Finance yesterday, when he met the stakeholders, he said that he announced...
The minority said refund the money to the...
They should go and bring the 48,000.
Refund?
They should bring it, the 48,000. When they took that money from
refund.
I said they should bring that money, the NPP. What are they talking about? You see, when they say, they should allow some people to talk about this matter. For them, their history doesn't allow them to talk about matters of this nature at all. I'm saying that, Roland, if you want, I will download pictures for you. People who they paraded on social media and said, I recruited this, congratulate me in my constituency. When did the person apply in anything and then the person is wearing uniform? That is the problem we are having now. People are saying that NDC should have also acted that way. But we are responsible people. We are responsible. And we are going to make sure that our youth, yes, we will pick them. We will recruit them. All of them are going to get work. The finance minister announced yesterday, this year, there will be a lot of recruitment to public service. He announced it yesterday. If everybody replayed the tape yesterday, he did it. When he met the civil society and other things, they announced to the finance minister that we are going to do massive recruitment of the youth into the public sector. Apart from the security sector that the president has increased.
Okay.
Everyone, your people should be happy with this.
The minority position is that, and I'm sure it's the NPP position as well.
Because they're representing us in parliament.
Okay. So
of course.
How do you sync that with the position that he's espoused?
I want to serve this notice. The notice is hereby served. That the NDC, including Rashid Tanko, my senior brother, does not have any locus and impetus, maybe to add oomph, that they determine what the NPP should contribute to in this country. You are not first-class citizens. We are all citizens of this country. And the nation has not been bequeathed to you. We only voted you into power. And as such, if you have nothing for our security agencies, you don't cast nebulous insinuations and aspersions on them. And look at how you are describing our security forces and men over there who have put their lives at risk for this country. Look at how you are describing them. But you see, Roland, we should understand this issue very much well in a better context. That my senior brother sits here that this recruitment process has now given the NDC a better overview of the unemployment situation here. We were in this country when we were all set out for election 2024. In elections, you make promises. And when you are making promises, you sign a social contract with the people. And you understand that in contracts, the first thing you do is to make an offer. And an offer must be final and definite. And your conversation at Winneba at the campaign launch by the president now, then candidate Mahama, was that he's going to provide one job, 3 shifts, and 3 people. And so people were alarmed. Okay. Then young people in this country now turned into choristers. I'm going to sink it in for you to understand why the numbers has jumped.
What do you mean by young people turn into choristers?
They were just moving around in the country singing Sepr, Mahama is the whole, because there will be one job, 3 shifts, 3 people. I'm coming.
Is it not,
Roland, now they come into power. They come into power. And the first thing they do, I'm showing this to the cameras, the first thing they do is by their chief of staff issuing a fiat to sack young people from their jobs. These are people ready to employ young people into jobs. You sack young people. If indeed you are going to do one job, 3 shifts, 3 people, at least the NPP gave you morning shift. Why don't you recruit your own people into the afternoon and evening shift? This is not the NPP even shouting about this recruitment too. Go to TikTok.
What do you mean by afternoon and evening shift?
Because you are going to run a 3 shift. And you already have some people employed by the NPP. But then again, I'm coming, Roland. I'm coming to that because that has generated the numbers increasing. Then young people said, okay, after 10 February 2025, the chief of staff issuing this fiat and sacking people, we said, okay, relax. Maybe young people thought that there will be a certain minister of state in charge of labor and employment who is going to solve their issues. Then President Mahama appoints Dr. Rashid Pelpu, who told young people in this country some time ago that they should go and cut grass and sell. The sad thing is that, you see, how young people are so alarmed is that this minister has nothing better to offer them. He comes to set up...
Which minister?
Dr. Rashid Pelpu. He comes to set up, what do we call it, the 24-hour economy secretariat, a secretariat that even works from 8 to 5. They don't even run 3 shifts. Then you come and you tell us, I'm coming to link it. Hold on, let me finish. Let me land. Then the secretariat comes to tell us that the entire 24-hour economy is going to cost us $4 billion. And as such, government is ready to commit only 7% out of the $4 billion. Now, the question is very simple. Your own project that you thought about, you touted 10 young people in this country into choristers. You are ready to provide 7% out of that. That is $280 million. Roland, in April 2025, Minister Atoforsen's budget had nothing about 24-hour economy. It is only in budget 2026 where we are having 24-hour economy allocated 110 million Ghana cedis, equivalent to $11 million. Subtract $11 million from $280 million, and you see you are getting about 269. They even have to allocate. And so young people are alarmed. They must get onto the ground. I'm linking it to the matter.
Economy is a policy decision. So you birth the policy, and then during the formulation stage, then you implement it. If you are implementing a policy, does it mean that within a time or a framework, it's supposed to achieve its objectives in the short term?
Do you know of free SHS?
Do you think that a policy like 24 hour economy should be realized in a short term?
I'm coming. Akufo-Addo touted free SHS from 2008. In 2016, he got the nod, became president in 2017. That same year, he launched it.
But the 24-hour economic policy is not the same as the free SHS economic policy.
So we should know the commitments they are putting in your own projects. You are saying that out of the 4 billion...
The two are not terminals, are they?
Please. It is. Your own project... 4 billion, you told us that it's going to cost $4 billion. You are ready to commit only 7% of it. That is $280 million.
How do you compare SHS policy to
relax. We are not here to do English grammar and comprehension here, Roland. Your own project that you are ready to commit 7%, that is $280 million. You have allocated only $11 million out of it. And you want me to believe in that. And when the numbers increase, you are now coming to complain about what? Now, the next thing is that President Mahama says we should increase the numbers. Interestingly, 2 years is gone. 2 years is gone.
Which 2 years?
First year, 2025 is gone. 2026 budget, there has been an appropriation bill that has been passed.
We are in March.
Yes, appropriation bill has been passed. So how do you increase the numbers? So are we saying that the
you
next
calculate 2 years by a year?
Budget. It is the budget. Because the appropriation bill has been passed. So the 5,000 will go through. Now, the problem is that are we going to increase the tally next year? Fair enough, you do that. But you see, they shouldn't contribute to this program and come back and say that the young people of this country should organize a press conference and be thanking President Mahama. When your national chairman goes on to tell them that 500,000 when they become, police officers, who will become a thief? Why didn't he allow his son to be a thief? And he chose to lobby for him to become deputy MIF boss. And I'm told he's now resigned. You choose to lobby for your boss to become the deputy CEO, and you tell other people, their children, to become thieves. Excuse me. We have a country to build.
Who said children?
You didn't hear the national chairman of the NDC telling us that when all the 500,000 people become police officers, who becomes a thief?
Now he made that comment in jest.
In jest. National chairman, when young people do not have a job, you joke with what they do not have. Something that will bring bread and butter to them.
Don't you think that comment was made?
It wasn't. He meant it. And he has a pattern of saying that number of times. I told you with that of NIA. And now he's now telling young people in this country that when 500,000 of them become police officers, who becomes a thief? Why doesn't he allow his son or daughter become a thief? And that ordinary Ghanaians should have their children becoming thieves. Excuse us.
The reaction so far, the president making the decision, and then subsequently we have the announcement also made, and then also, of course, the minority says that should not be the way to go, and that a promise was made. As a result of that, you have to make sure that you fulfill that promise, creating jobs for young people.
The problem we have in this country, as a matter of fact, which saddens a lot of people's hearts, is that we still have the NPP speak, and their view is seen as representing the minority parties. I'm a minority party. The only difference between the United Party and the NPP is that they have some representation in Parliament
and we are yet to go there. So when they speak, it is as though it is representing the views of all. When, as a matter of fact, they must be the last people to dilute the situation. They should have rather allowed the United Party to make a cogent point. We are talking about a government. You see, when you speak, it annoys a lot of people. You just left power. You left power on the 7th of January 2025. We are in 2026. We have been told from between 2017 and 2024 that you had created 2.3 million jobs. You remember that situation? When they were launching their manifesto in Takrady or so, I heard the flag bearer openly, boldly, tell the entire country that the NPP administration had created 2.3 billion jobs. If you look at our data, if that position was true, I'm not sure we'll be having what we have. But you see, that is what we have been doing.
But that's the data they churned out.
It was fake. There was nothing.
You can't make those conclusions.
No, because we asked them then. It's because when we are going into election and we are asking questions, people seem not to. We are too much fixated on NDC and NPP. Now, people are now beginning to take what we say very serious. But they have realized that when they come and lie, United Party will shape the political discourse of this country. You can't come and sit here. You must be the last person to be talking about what do you call it? That they didn't provide job. When you have had 8 years, look at the number of corruptions. Look, the last I was doing a simple mathematics that between 2018 and 2024, Ghana had lost 81 billion through corruption. If we were going to divide 81 billion by the 500,000 people that applied, each one could have been given 16,226.
What do you mean by corruption? If they're supposed to perceive corruption, people should be prosecuted.
But that is the problem of Tango and people. They are pampering them. That is why some of them are under bushes, under cocoa farms, telling us their peace of mind.
Who is that cocoa farm?
You haven't seen the minority MPs in somewhere offensive.
You don't care about.
And some of them, when I listen to their argument, I wonder how they got into parliament. Hey, the people of this country always remember that the constitution says we must vote for people of sound mind. You are also the problem. You, the voters, you are part of our problem.
But genuinely, cocoa farmers, based on the people they are interacting with, say they have key concerns because of the reduction.
I saw those that were there. None of them are cocoa farmers.
No,
they are going to rent someone's cocoa farm and doing this business with it. You see, but coming back to the issues, if all the monies we expended on creating a hole, the world's largest hole, $97 million have been given to these young ones, would we be where we are? 52 billion that got missing in our tax revenue, for which reason Keroforata is no more in this country. If this money had been invested in the economy, would we be where we are? And that is why I believe that there has to be a fallow period for these people. They must go back, sit back, analyze what went wrong, why they disappointed the people of this country before they begin to make certain assumptions and allusions. This business of our brothers saying that the chief of staff issued a statement. I was on record to have said that, look, those that qualified, they must be made to remain. But those that
came out with an outcome of an audit.
Absolutely. And those that were engaged after the 7th of December, they must be sacked.
Why should they?
Because they are. You see, why if it must be done, it must be done well. I was taking the cue from Osafo Mafo's vetting. Remember Osafo Mafo's vetting in 2017? When he was asked a similar question, now Osafo Mafo is a senior member of the NPP. So his view represents the view of the NPP. The NPP then said that, why would you engage anybody after December 7th elections? So they were not going to retain it, but indeed they carried through that. So you have set a very bad precedent for this administration to follow. When you are following your own precedent, then you come back, you turn around and come back and tell us that, look, why did you do that? The long and short of it is that the economy must be expanded. If you take our budget, 90% of our budget goes into interest payment and emoluments. And so, as a country, it is not in our interest to be engaging more people in the public sector. What has to happen is that you must expand the base of the economy by focusing on the private sector. How do you focus on the private sector? You try and reduce inflation. You try and reduce interest rates. You try and reduce taxes. When we were collapsing the banks, especially Ghana banks, I made a statement that, look, This has a national security implication.
Oh, at the time, you were strongly.
I opposed them. I went on DH1, Dr. Dufour's TV, and I told them that this was a bogus decision. You see me, I don't follow by heart discussions. So when I know the implications of actions and inactions, you understand. Now your policy rate is at 11.74%. Is that not the case? Meaning that lending rate will be around 18 or 17%. It means loans or credit facilities will be cheaper relatively. But guess what? Go to the market and see how many banks are Ghanaian banks. There are few. And we are competing with our West African neighbors. So most often the loans...
That unemployment of Ghanaians started way before?
Absolutely. But you see, if the banks are not giving money to the private sector, the private sector cannot expand to be absorbing them. You understand? And that was the main reason why we said, when the NPP was in power, that if you had an amount of 4 billion to spend, you do not have to give that money to NAPCO to be paying national graduates 700 cedis every month, when you have a beautiful policy like the one district, one factory that you could invest in, so that factories will be expanded going forward. This administration, having achieved their microeconomic stability, must begin to look at the real sectors. Agriculture must be a focal point. Expand your agriculture. Look at your import bills. All the items that we are importing, those that we are...
I don't make a specific point.
What is he saying?
Of course, private sector has to create jobs.
Yes.
But he sasays that a social contract...
Which social contract?
...was made with the people during the period of the electioneering of the campaign.
Yes.
Which is that 24-hour economic policy will be implemented.
He was not even listening to his own leader.
We're going to have jobs created. 133.
But his own leader, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, when the idea of 24-hour economy came, went on platform and said that it is already in implementation. Haven't we seen the Choba people? They operate 24 hours. Didn't he tell us? So do you want to disagree with your own background?
Factories also that also.
Is that even when you go to the filling station 24 hours? So he had answered the question already.
Meaning what?
Meaning that he believed that there was already 24-hour economy. You understand? So you might be following leaders lead. Follow your leader and don't try to do your leader in. Either than that, now you'll be conflicting with your leader. So must we trust you or trust your leader? You are the people that are making people to tell Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia that he's a liar, because what you have done today is to tell him that he's a liar.
But he was only acknowledging. He was only acknowledging a fact that we have.
The man is saying that
we have subsectors of the economy that already operate and already implement a 24-hour economic policy in a way, and so it was not new. That's
when these people brought the 24-hour economy, those of us in the United Party, then the movement for change. You remember, anytime I came here, I brought my great transformation plan, and I told you that an efficiently managed economy leads to 24-hour economy. And so we didn't believe in those semantics, and that the way to go is to stabilize the macroeconomic environment. From there, you lead into invest in agriculture, invest in all the products that we have comparative advantage in, and that would expand the base of the economy. Then somewhat, we heard from the flag bearer of the NPP, then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, come and say, hey, you movement for change people, you are lying. The 24-hour economy is already at play. Why are you arguing with them? So by extension telling us that, look, they were already implementing the 24-hour economy. So why would you then come today and then accuse the very people who said they are here to bring, whereas your candidate said that it was already at play? The NDC administration, this current administration, must not be doing business as usual. All the things that we have said, they must go into it. For instance, we have said that it does not make sense for you to transition students from secondary school immediately to the universities.
They need work experience?
They need work experience. So we have said that given the opportunity, we were going to give them mandatory 1-year apprenticeship. After secondary school, we will not transition you immediately to the university. You go and learn carpentry, welding, technology, masonry, hairdressing, tailoring, and so on and so forth. So that after the 1 year, when you are equipped, you will decide whether you work with your skill or you continue to the university.
Hands-on?
Hands-on. Because currently, if you are looking for POP and the painters in this country, most of them are coming from Togo and Benin. We are pushing our people to go and do grammar, humanities, political science, Russia, and so on. What can you do with that? And we are encouraging it. Why the world has got into, we need skilled personnel. Look, when you take welders, go to the FSOP or whatever. Welding, simple welding, we can't get professionals. When they have wedding matters, they have to resort to Canada, they have to go to the UK, Ireland, and import people here. These are areas we were going to invest in and bring experts to be training our young ones to be wedded, to be having ISO.
United Party?
United Party, that's why you can't get it wrong. That's why you can't get it wrong.
So do you think that the president's decision to expand within the next couple of years to 40,000 is the right thing to do?
It doesn't solve the problem unless he does other things. Because the number of people that applied, I mean, if you take that people actually apply for 4 places and even reduce them, but it comes to about 300,000. Now, 300,000, you are going to employ 40,000 out of the 300. Remember, every year we are introducing more than 100,000 graduates into the system. So this is not sustainable. The sustainable way is to go back to the private sector.
Empower them.
Empower them.
Provide
and
them
make sure,
credit.
you see, it must be deliberate. I think it links to, I've seen that here Ibrahim Mama is taking over that man. I love that policy. Ghanaians must begin to take a commanding height of this. Local. These foreigners, they come and mine here. What do we get from them?
To create more jobs.
They have to.
Okay.
They have to. And this must go to all the ministries and agencies that are giving contract to the foreigners against the locals. That we will have time with you, you have date with us. This is the land of our bet. You go to Makola and you see a Chinese now, they are all speaking Tree. Blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? They are selling chalawote and so on and so forth.
Okay.
When our laws frown on these things.
So we should invest more in the private sector.
That is the way to go to deal with this myriad of problem, which is a national security problem that can overtake us. And if we don't take care, this we will lose our country.
All right.
Roland, quick one.
Oh, I thought we've ended.
No. I think our national chairman never said Ghanaian youth should become thieves. Everyone is just putting.
Well, I asked him because I watched the video and I thought it wasn't just.
He never said. No, he just stated that if all 500,000 people were recruited, where are they going to catch the thieves to?
So,
is he saying that? Oh, no.
So the 500,000, part of them are thieves.
No, he never said.
Why
he never says that. So he never said so.
Must an old man like of his caliber say that?
No. He's an experienced politician.
So must he say that to young people of this country?
Aaron, let's take 2018. This is 4th January 2018. Listen, Roland, I'm going to read for you. The public will see and I'll forward it to you. Only 500 out of the 84,000. I was even charitable to them. The thing is 84,000 applicants interested in joining the Ghana Immigration Service will be recruited. This represents less than 1% intake. 84,000.
Which date is that?
That's 4th January 2018 NPP.
So now there was an application.
Sami Wuku. Sami Awuku. It's my brother, it's my friend. Sami Awuku. Told Ghanaians, press conference, that when they come to power, recruitment exercise and all that, forms will be free. If you want, I'll download that in the statement for you.
But you know the forms cannot be free.
I'm coming. He announced it. So was it to full Ghanaians to vote?
No, but realistically, we know.
And they came in, they sold the forms, 84,000.
Why must they sell the form?
And took only 500 of them. Where's the money? And they have the audacity now to look into the face of Ghanaians and said, refund this. What are they talking about? Look, you should start apologizing to the young people of Ghana, NPP. NPP have made Ghanaians to be a laughing stock for 8 years.
Oh, really?
Oh, they know it.
But the point is that the position they hold is
everyone is apologizing his group.
Tens
your
of thousands of young people who have applied, and you take a small fraction as a result of that. At least refund the money. That's what they're saying.
84,000. You took 500. Calculate at that time how much did they charge the forms. Apart from that year that they advertised, do you know that since that time, 5 years, they've never advertised recruitment exercise in this country. 5 years. The only thing we see is that they go to NPP headquarters and collect letters of appointment to go for the training. I can give you evidence. I have enough. I have some of them. I'll show you how they recruit. Let me show you. I have some.
Okay.
That's why I should give you. Roland, look at this. This one. How did these people get into the police service?
Which one?
How did they get in uniform? You see, I want to show you the problem.
Tall and a short man.
Look at that. How did they get
Are you saying short police officer? So it's a short man. You shouldn't go to
Security is about height. I am saying that when you said
an insult to short
it's not short people. I'm not saying short people. Look at that.
Security is about height.
I am giving you an example. Apart from that, look, Roland. Look, there are a lot of interesting things you people do. Look at this one too. How did they pass body test?
Have you seen
how did they detect a person?
Look at that.
Go and see the one.
I'm saying that. No. You see, that is a problem.
You see the woman president Mahama.
That is not what we are talking about.
You want to body shame the woman?
No. You see, not body shape. Yeah, you see, you're not getting it.
Are you telling me?
Do you know this recruitment? When you go for recruitment, do you know what we call body?
You are closing it now.
Body this selection. Do you know what they do? The body selection. They go through body selection and medicals. Do you get that? Why did they go through all this? NPP never did all this. They were just passing them from NPP party offices. That has created this problem. And I'm saying that we are resolving that. We are going to recruit the youth, plenty of them, into the service.
Just 2 minutes.
Yes.
2 minutes each. Aaron,
Roland,
Aaron is
if you
finished.
don't give me the opportunity, then
Roland is finished.
He's rebutted my point. So let me rebut.
So I'll give you a point.
Thank you very much. So let me respond.
Aaron, you want to add again? Yes, you want to say.
Why is it that we had NDC members in Ejuso attacking an NHIA office? Why did that happen?
Well,
are you aware of the?
It came to our attention yesterday, and then we're following up to find out the brain behind it.
Okay, so you are
investigating. So we are
investigating.
investigating to find out what is the brain behind it. I mean, it just came yesterday. The information trickled in yesterday, and we are leadership is looking at it. I look at it,
So
trying to resolve the matter.
at the party level, you are investigating.
No, in fact, it came to us. We are looking at it to find out what is the brain behind it.
Okay.
I mean, we must find out the reasons. Sometimes you don't just jump into the free and start looking, but we'll find out what is the reason
At the party level.
At the party level, and then look at it and solve the problem for them.
All right.
Just
You said you wanted to
on
rebut.
the Jesu matter, then I come to my rebuttals.
Yes, if you can.
On the Jesu matter, it is because of the recklessness of some of their leaders. We were in this country when their former national organizer, that tall man, who is an ex-military man.
The leaders were reckless.
Oh, I'm coming to mention to you. I forgot his name. He was an ex-military man. I've forgotten his name. Yes, was an organizer then. Yami Akamba was on tape telling his people that if they come to power
Akamba
and you
was
need.
No, he's never.
Oh, okay, sorry. He was on tape telling his people that if they come to power and you go and look for job and somebody asks you for CV or English, slap the person. That is what they are doing.
No,
it is your own deeds. Now come to think of it. Solo sat here that my leader, please, senior.
I hear you.
Solo sat here that my leader said that 24-hour economy was already in progress. Let me ask you a very simple question. Are hospitals not operating 24 hours?
Oh, so then you are
We
confirming.
explained to you
You are confirming
that
what I
this
said.
is demand driven and the sector that needs 24-hour economy are already doing that. But you still went to Winneba to tell us that you are going to provide one job, 3 shifts, and 3 people.
And sometimes
Then again,
it's going on working.
on
Please allow
employing people.
Aaron to speak.
On employing people after 7 December. This constitution is supreme. And it says that everybody has a 4-year mandate. On 28th December 2016, you employed Daniel Domlevo. Didn't we see him as an auditor general in this country? Now come to think of it. Indeed, we must expand the economy. Indeed, we must expand the economy. And if we are expanding the economy, inflation must be down. Yes, it is down. Exchange rate must be down. Yes, it is down. But the point is, if I need to buy food, which is down now, I need money. If I've taught for 15 good months as a teacher, and you tell me that you are not going to pay me, or you are going to pay me installments, and up to now you've not even paid, and then again you tell me that when I demonstrate for my own money, you treat me as an absentee and deal with me, then that is a cruel government, Rashid Tanko. I'm telling you, that is cruelty. If I don't have money, if you've sacked me from my job, how do I even feel inflation in my pocket?
There was an audit that was done, and the outcome
Well, excuse me, Roland, that is even a fiasco in itself. Why would you sack people and later go back to set up a committee? Who do you think you are playing in this country? And which numbers? Is it the same Felix Kwacho Owusu who came to tell us that by the end of 2025 we will have 600 chips compound? Who is giving us figures? Excuse me.
But they are brought back.
If we talk about lies,
Aaron,
if we are
people
looking
are
at the
brought
number
back.
one liar, it is your president who, under Article 67, who went to Parliament to read the State of the Nation, telling us that within a space of 1 year, they have created 1 million jobs. Whilst his own appointee, Ghana Statistical Service, the director is telling us that it is just a little over 330,000. Why do you do this to young people in this country?
Aaron,
and you allow your chairman to peddle some reckless statements to tell them that when everybody becomes a police officer, who will become a thief?
Aaron, it's not true.
What's it,
This one, we have brought your people back. Those people who
who did you bring back? Go to Ghana Post. I was working at Ghana Post. They have brought them back. The only crime Vice Osei-Kufo did was that he converted casual workers to become permanent workers sometime in August 2024. You come to power, Sam Naté George sacks them.
No,
go and check what we call the Central Regional General Secretary of our party, Richard Techimensa, working with National Pensions Regulatory Authority, someone who has been working since 2021. Because he was a witness in Ankuma Nimfa versus James Achikwesin, you have sacked the gentleman. Go to Central Region again.
He was
sacked. Yes, he was sacked. He's in court with them. Go to Central Region again and check Anthony Saki, our organizer of our party. You sacked him from Ghana Exam. Why do you do this to young people? Why do you do this to young people? And you come here to say that they should sing your praises? Excuse me. Excuse me.
The organizer of the party was at Ghana Exam.
Why? He's not a Ghanaian. He's not a Ghanaian. He's not a Ghanaian. He's not a Ghanaian. He's not a Ghanaian.
All right.
The organizer.
Excuse me.
Aaron, allow it. When you were talking, he didn't reply.
No, he can't.
Please.
He didn't
He
interject.
just blew the cover of an innocent person that, as organizer of the NPP, he was still serving as
Aaron.
He's not a
exam.
Ghanaian.
Oh,
Aaron, you made your point.
Aaron, are you not the deputy director of elections of your party?
Aaron, you made your point.
What is blowing of cover? Excuse me.
The bank was entrusted in the hands of the organizers of the NPP. That's fine. The whole idea of this Ejoso thing, I get second when I hear political parties are emboldened to go and lock offices. For Christ's sake, what's the name of the place? National Health Insurance Authority. It didn't National Democratic Congress Office. What is the police commander over there doing? Are we going to wait for the NEC to come and tell us that they did their investigation? They must be rounded up immediately.
The perpetrators.
Absolutely. But now they must be going to court. These are criminals. You don't treat them with kid gloves. But is he going to be the one to also speak on it? In Karaga, you know Karaga? Yes. The DC for Karaga. Do you know what happened to him in 2017? They locked the man. They locked him. He was grasping for breath. They locked him. Karaga. The Northern Regional Minister, Salif Said, they changed him. MPP, they changed him. You remember Yesu Opariado, the National Security Coordinator for the Ashanti region. They boxed him.
So you are saying we're state for that? It shouldn't be allowed.
These people, that's why I say that when the matters come, allow the United Party to speak to the matter.
Because you are in the middle.
We have not done this. You just came out of office and you did worse. You remember Ashama incidents? Where toilet facilities were always the center of attraction? MPP. And they want to speak to advise the people of this country? No.
I don't understand. That if they live in glass house, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't even comment. They must shushu and allow us
they need to apologize to Ghanaians.
In fact,
that doesn't matter. These are human rights.
That is why we have to deal with it.
Apologize to Ghanaians.
NDC member that did that, not there alone, other areas. Who told you that the National Health Insurance is your bona fide? It is a state institution. For Christ's sake, they must recruit the right personnel. If you have not bettered yourself, if you are a grassroots supporter, improve yourself, learn a skill, apply for jobs, and you get it. Because if you are not a medical doctor, you cannot work at Kolebu. It's as simple as that. Or you cannot work as a medical doctor at Konfanoche. If anybody is giving you this promise and you would follow this promise and go and vote for that person, then I don't know where you are coming from. It does not work like that. So please, as political actors, as foot soldiers, always and always think of bettering yourself. Acquire a skill so that you would be somebody. This promise of when we come, you recruit all of you. Every job has requirements. They like you. Most of you, when you call me, I keep telling you that, my brother, go and better yourself, improve yourself.
They've been calling you.
Oh, they call.
The NDC grassroots.
The MPP, NDC, CPP. Also, you know, I'm a socialite. They call, we need jobs. I keep telling them that, where am I going to get the jobs? Where am I going to get the jobs? The jobs are not there. If anybody is promising you a job, they are lying to you. The economy is what has to expand so that the private sector will be able to take on more people. This
Yes, so that is it. Iti utie enkomona na chese sebi brusi bi nyado enkomono emuede and debi ameka enkame mega mini problem so mbe register sim na in order for us to capture all and as for us to capture all the information needed on one system. Say na medi kan chechim kaneno. Say oko hospital information udu di more information mo. Oko banga udu information more udu udi more information already. Enka problem nim. But this is where many Solomon Owusu ya adwen. After all this stress, I'm the man for form, because I am going to be part. The mayor form after all this stress, and later somebody will call you claiming so you anything for agent. I was sending this I'm never to account to here code, and you get what I mean. Then that's a young for ya. I am be say so almost so how do then those people operate? The fraudsters, how do they operate? Because say yes way all in the name of to prevent those people, and later on they will come back and call you up. Then the system that we are dealing with, it is not, it is not sufficient, and I say it is not well equipped. Because say you're well equipped, now a bit me a juma dinner, adena you be processes. Now the challenge that we were, the motive, that is the challenge. Maybe now there's still the problem is still there bigger. The problem is still there bigger. How? Does it mean say sikanona and does it mean say omo enema bi na wo so mudiwrom e na omo nye? And what really happened? What happened? Inti yabusiafo muma yen ka no kore na debia no sebi debia meka se Ghana no yinsom anye ba akofo de Sam George me pena asem pa but owo position kasa bibiri okan ye enema bibiri oye and I don't see it working now. In fact me because this man told Ghanaians say within 1 month or so the president then the Akufo-Addo got the military and the other people. In fact, they can stop Galamsey without anybody, any political figure interference. Here we are now. Although Galamsey is swati, yes, and Galamsey no is swati, and Committee said John Mohammed Kase, he will not pretend. Ninko for be and this for be a woman edu mutino mona ne omu baby Galamsey ni gidi. And this is the kind of president we want, because always sincere and what truthful, honest. It shows gross competency of a leader, because we a leader na said you Akufo-Addo no tiso ya kasi chama wuntumi ye Galamsey or say also mo boa chama wuntumi ene onyina no ene chama wuntumi ya standard or court. Sanya Ghana a justice system no and a grande on a slow piece of then omukasa abrofo echo slow and Kachama would have been a jail person by now. He has been something like that, but I don't want to prejudicial, because I know say court no be the juma where he's supposed to be now. The court will competently put him to there. Put him there into ibejadi ama court. Ba mama yen kan call. Yebra John Mahama ni baya etosu miru die. This man, he's really ready to help Ghanaians. Senka sana ni MPs ni nyina, sana sebi ni ministers ni nyina, na appointees, CEOs, directors and mayors, municipal executive, DCs, MCs, and this competency John Mahama no or debate as a leader no, if they are going to exhibit the same, by now country nka Ghana konenim, a little bit Ghana moving forward. But you know, your uncle oh yeah dear, they want to get favor from you, but they will always sabotage you. These are what enemies of progress. These are the people who share chira and making sure say John Muhammad fail. The NDC so you could be appointee, but a person John Muhammad fail can bad record. Basa didn't be near film. It is young ministers and CEOs, MCs, all those people having positions in this government. You people should come on board and help this government fight every single battle. Everyone Ghana Connelly. Into yes, the money some for my BB and to so so bet you our comment section in our like in our share now for any beer hanum, a number one authentic platform, a get TV, Uncle Ponkam, on Shirapa Papa.